Good day, friends, and welcome to the first video in this new discussion. This discussion is entitled, Who is God? If we're going to talk about who is God, we may need to also delve into what is God, because for different people, there are different explanations for this. So God, to some people, may represent different things, while for others, God is a supreme being. Let's look at what Quora had to say. That's Quora, which is a search engine. In Quora, there's a title or a search that is called What is God and Who is it? And the answer provided was from a gentleman by the name of James Huff. And the title of this particular writing is called Catholic Who Teaches Catechism, RCIA in Prayer Classes. And this is what's written in Quora. It says, a Catholic Church defines God as the uncreated creator, the uncaused cause, etc. In other words, by definition, God is that which is uncreated, uncaused. He's the beginning without which there is nothing. Everything came into being from him. As such, there can only be one God, because outside of himself, nothing else can be. The definition of God as given by God himself was his name in Genesis. I am. I am, singularly. I am. In other words, his existence itself comes from him, and there can be no other. Let's also look to see how Wikipedia described God. In Wikipedia, the question asked is, who is God according to the Bible? And it says in Christianity, God is the eternal being who created and preserves all things. Christians believe God to be both transcendent, wholly independent of and removed from the material universe, and immanent, which means involved in the world. So God is both wholly independent or transcendent and immanent. So he's removed from the material universe, and he's also very involved in the world, being immanent. Now let's see what Webster has to say. According to Webster, and this is entitled, What is the Best Definition of God? It says, God, the supreme or ultimate reality, such as A, the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, who is worshipped, as in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, as creator and ruler of the universe throughout the patristic and medieval periods. Christian theologians taught that God created the universe. So, for different faith, for different individuals, this idea of God means different thing. However, when I think about God, the idea that comes to my finite mind is that God is a supreme being. He's a singular being, a singular spirit. And this spirit has no limitations, and I mean none. No limitations whatsoever. And, when you look at some of the descriptions of God, you'll see some will say that God is all-powerful or omnipotent. God is omnipresent, means is he exists everywhere, everywhere. It means there's no place you can go and you cannot find the Spirit of God. So God is also omniscient. He knows and understands all things. So he doesn't make any mistakes. So that's the omniscience of God. So if God is all powerful, it stands that he must be a single being, because all powerful means that that individual, if someone is all powerful, it means that that person has no equal, nor either do they have an opposite. Because for you to have an opposite, it means that when it comes to power, that person can match you power for power, knowledge for knowledge, and exist everywhere simultaneously with you. So, to be all powerful, almighty, only one can occupy that element, that state of being. And also, God is also not restricted by time. So although we have past, present, and future, and we cannot exist in both, God can exist in past, present, and future, as in every when. So God exists in the past, the present, and future, and he can do it simultaneously. We are trapped in this dimension of time, but God is not beholden or trapped or restricted or concealed by time. So although our understanding of God might be limited, we can expand our understanding of God through our continuous experience with God. So this first video is very philosophical as you think about an every when, as someone describes it at the Apostolic Institute. God being omnipresent, existing everywhere. God being omniscient, knowing all things. And God being omnipotent, having all power. And I said before, if a being is going to have all power, then every other thing is subjected to him. There can be no equal. And only one can occupy such a characteristic. So these are characteristics that we would give to God. So I don't know where your understanding is as how you think of God. But when I think of God, he is one supreme being. And not only that, God is spirit. God is spirit. And a spirit is not restricted by space, time, structures, no limitations. Friends, I'm excited about this new discussion. And as we continue to have these discussions, my goal is to give you an understanding as Scripture gives it. And I'm talking about the Bible. I am not looking at any other books of faith that may be used by other individuals, but only what's written in the Bible. And we're going to look first at things that are said in the Old Testament and what the Jews saw. So I pray that you'll join me for the next discussion on who is God. I pray the discussion was a blessing to you and that it has your thoughts going. My name is Lincoln Johnson, and I thank you for joining me. Have a great day.